program are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Urban One Incorporated, Radio One, or any of its subsidiary companies.
The following program is paid for by Barbara Arnwine.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Urban One Incorporated, Radio One, or any of its subsidiary companies.
All right now, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Igniting Change. Oh, it's a snowy day all over the nation. We pray that everybody is safe, and we pray that you're warm and that all your needs are being attended to. Oh, my goodness, we have just a wonderful show lined up for you. Of course, because it is a snowstorm day, we don't have a regular engineer, so bear with us. If there are problems throughout the show, just know we will be here for the end throughout the hour. So please listen because we have a show. Let me bring up my mighty co-host, one of the nation's most fierce, most brilliant, most creative attorneys. I am so happy to bring up to be with us the chair of the board of the Transformative Justice Coalition, none other than Attorney Daryl D. Jones. Hey, Daryl.
Hey, Barbara. Must be Tuesday, must be noon Eastern Standard Time, because we're talking igniting change. My goodness, Barbara, we're talking igniting change, and we're igniting change from Minnesota across this nation. Barbara, it's been, I say it and we say it every week, week in, week out. It seems as though when 6 days go by, 6,000 different things have happened that we need to lift up and talk about. And we got to give great shouts out, Barbara, great shout out to the citizens of Minneapolis and Minnesota for standing up against ICE and just being in the moment, Barbara, being in the moment.
Absolutely. And we want to shout out and we want to send love not only to the citizens of Minnesota, but we want to send love to the family of Alex Preety. Oh, all of us are just beyond dismayed by his death. And we want to send love to the family of Keith Porter, who laid him to rest this weekend. Oh, my God. I just want people to know that ICE is out there killing people. Keith Porter, if you haven't heard, was a 43-year-old black man doing nothing illegal, doing nothing wrong. And an ICE agent confronted him right at New Year's Eve and killed him because he got angered by Keith's response. Oh, my goodness. Everybody, we are the United States of America. We are the people. We are the people that the Constitution speaks of, and we, the people, are rising up nationwide. We saw you, Colorado. We saw you, Iowa. We saw you all over the country, taking to those streets, Phoenix, all of you, saying, no, no, no. No, ICE has to go. So we're going to talk with some of the most critical people who have been involved directly, not only in the ground in Minnesota, but I know you've been reading and your eyes have been kind of getting a little watery, reading about the children they've been detaining and sending to Texas, to that family detention center. And so we're going to start with that story because the abduction, capture, mistreatment of people on the streets is happening every day by ICE. That's why ICE needs to go. So let us start, Daryl, with the Honorable Representative Ron Reynolds. Ron, are you there?
I am here. I'm excited to be here on this terrific Tuesday with this dynamic duo to ignite change, and I'm blessed to be a part of such a amazing group that through the Transformative Justice Coalition that is really on the front lines to fight many of the things that we're going to talk about today. So it's great to be on with you.
All right now, and we are so grateful that you're here. We want our listeners to know that you are a Texas State Representative of House 27. You also serve as chair of the Black Caucus for the state of Texas. You serve on the following committees: Environmental Regulation as ranking member and Land and Resource Management. You hold leadership roles as chair of the caucus and vice chair of the Texas Energy and Climate Caucus, chair of the Texas HBCU Legislative Caucus, the first African-American elected a state representative in Fort Bend County since Reconstruction. He is the leader of the Black Legislative Caucus in Texas, former associate municipal judge for the city of Houston, past president of the Houston Lawyers Association, and past president of the Missouri City and Vicinity NAACP. We're so happy you are with us. Daryl, you want to introduce Rabbi Ariel Gold?
Sure, absolutely. Rabbi, are you with us, Ariel?
Yes, and yes, I am. And just a clarification that I'm a faith leader, but I'm not an ordained rabbi.
Oh, okay, we got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your
No
faith
problem.
leader, Ariel Gold, Barbara. She's the current organizer with Rainbow Push. She is the current executive director for Fellowship and Reconciliation. She's former campaign and logistics specialist for the Democratic National Committee, former consultant with the Arab American Institute. She's a former co-executive director of the Campaign of Domestic and Foreign Policy for Code Pink. She's a researcher and campaigner for Friends of Sable. She holds a bachelor's in policy analysis and management, Barbara, from Cornell University. And she has a master's in social work from Brigham University in New York. She's completed the training in nonprofit finance management. This is her maiden voyage on Igniting Change. Ariel, welcome.
Welcome.
You make me sound so cool.
Oh, my goodness, you are. My goodness. We're so glad you're here. Zack Roberts, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you, Zack. Listen, folks, Zack D. Roberts is an award-winning American photo video journalist, producer, and writer who covers political and environmental issues, notably what's going on with the far right in America. He's a photojournalist, producer, writer, editor, and podcast host. His work includes covering the 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, which was recognized as a Time Magazine Photo of the Year. His work has appeared in major outlets such as LA Times, The Associated Press, The Guardian, NBC News, Rolling Stone, Al Jazeera, and BBC Newsnight. He is the co-producer of the full-length documentaries, including The Best Money, the Best Democracy Money Can Buy. Whoa, that's everybody saying, wait a minute, we done heard y'all talking about that. That's right. That's Greg Palast, everybody, also. And Vigilantes, Inc., also Greg Palast. That's about the new voter suppression hitman. He often collaborates and works with Greg Palast. He co-hosts Around the Lens podcast and hosts Isolated Incidents at his newsletter, Vizu News. I will just say to everybody listening, we have an outstanding panel. We're going to start with Representative Ron Reynolds because he has to leave early. So we're going to start with him, everyone, and we're going to bring in all of our great guests throughout the show. If anybody on the line gets disconnected, just call back in. We've been through this before during snowstorms, so please stay with us. We anticipate having a full, beautiful hour. All right, Daryl, let's kick it off. Let's get into
Absolutely.
So go ahead. You want to open the first question, or you want me to take it?
Oh, sure. So let's start. Representative Reynolds, thank you for all that you're doing, just being on the front line for all that's happening. But, one of the things that I'm noticing and that we've noticed is that there seems to be all of these folks that are being taken into Texas, into detention there, into the camps there. And, could you sort of share with us your perspective on the abuses and what's going on with that camp in Texas? I think it's one of the larger campuses
family residential
in Dilley,
center.
Texas.
Yes. Which is for your listeners, that is outside of San Antonio, Texas. So most people have never heard of it, including myself, before this, Dilley, Texas. But this facility was actually closed, and under the Trump, it reopened. It was closed in 2024, and later reopened, and they expanded it as a detention camp for immigrant families. And so this place it's really not supposed to be a criminal place. Like they're treating these children, these immigrants, as they're hardened criminals. There have been reports of inhumane treatment. There's been so many reports of the guards abusing these children who are there. And so this is a facility that needs to be regulated. Unfortunately, Governor Abbott has been complicit in this because they have met Trump and the Trump administration with open arms as in terms of, hey, bring them here, bring them here, bring them here. In this case, the 5-year-old that they took from Minnesota, they brought him to this facility in Texas. And the inmates, they're not inmates, but the people who were inside the facility, they were outraged at the treatment, and they wanted this person released, and they staged their own protest inside the facility. And we know this because of an attorney that was there visiting one of his clients. And then the guards basically kicked everyone out. I want to commend the people inside that facility for their act of civil disobedience, because many of the protests that we've seen have been outside the facilities, right? And so this was a rare inside protest. And I want to commend them for bringing awareness, heightened awareness to the injustice that has taken place. And even though we just celebrated Dr. King's birthday and holiday, I think one of his quotes would be perfect for this situation, and that is, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And what's happening in Minnesota is a threat to justice everywhere. What's happening in Dilley, in the South Texas Family Residential Center, this detention center, is an injustice. And Texas is complicit. Recently, yesterday, Governor Abbott made a statement. For those who don't know, he's up for re-election this year. And so finally, he said something that showed he had some basic dignity, calling for a evaluation of these ICE policies. But basically, he has been complicit. Texas has been open arms. Our Attorney General, who's now running for United States Senator, Ken Paxton, he has been basically high-fiving and saying, yes, we will do everything we can. Our Lieutenant Governor, Dan Patrick, all the Republican leadership, sadly, has been in cahoots with President Trump on these ICE detentions. There are more ICE detentions in Texas than anywhere else in the country.
Unbelievable.
We're talking about people who are law-abiding. These are people who are doing construction, lawn service, and they're doing other things, other jobs that many people don't want. They have been good, productive people helping move our economy and our society along, and they are being caught up in these ICE raids indiscriminately. And obviously we've seen how no one is safe from ICE. Even American citizens are being targeted and killed. And so we should all be outraged. And I think that many people have blood on their hands that have been silent and have said nothing. And we've seen it run amok. So yes, I'm outraged by this happening in Texas. That young man, that child, he needs to be released. Many of these children are they're putting them in there and behind fences and raised wire like they're hardened criminals. They're treating them like they're criminals. They're using militarized force. This is not the America that I know, Barbara and Daryl. This is a authoritarian regime that we're seeing. This is something that we see in other countries that we bemoan, and we can't okay it because it's President Trump. We have to speak truth to power and call it out. It's repugnant. It's repulsive. It's inhumane.